Welcome to the Afterspin, opinions from thought leaders in our state. I want to ask Chris and John. DHHS Secretary Mandy Cohen is asking for public input as to how to improve North Carolina's managed care program for Medicaid. Specifically, she wants suggestions for how to improve overall health, not just injuries or illnesses, how to help doctors and care providers transition to this managed care, how to improve the quality of care and pay for value. What suggestions would you offer, Chris?
Well, the first thing, I think it's great to go around the state and actually listen to people. And I hope that the people that I'm confident that Secretary Cohen will do this, is not just listen to associations and interest groups and lobbying folks in Raleigh who have a vested interest in the outcome of that, but actually talk to patients, talk to primary care physicians. I spend a lot of time with mental health experts, with children's health people. This is an incredibly complicated transition, and I think everybody wants the best, but the way to do that is to talk to the people who are actually doing it, not just people who have policies on the shelf that they think are appropriate.
Do you feel like some consensus would come from that?
I hope so. I think it would actually depend if you hear from the right folks in the community. The whole thing of public hearings and public comment is all who comes and who makes the comments. And so what's going to make or break this process is who actually shows up. And I think they have a responsibility that I think they'll meet, and to make sure the right people are coming to the meeting.
John, what suggestions would you have for Secretary Cohen?
Well, the first suggestion I would offer is that if you're asking me how to manage health care, you're asking the wrong person. So I assume what we're talking about is actually what Chris means, which is consultation. And I don't disagree with that. Obviously, there's a lot of value to be had from that. But I would urge her, and she already knows this, and everybody else to keep in mind that healthcare is a massive business in which lots of money sloshes around. And it goes to, in many cases, fairly wealthy people and large institutions, and they don't want to lose any money. So when the experts, the people who deliver care, tell you all these things that you have to believe at face value, you need to think very seriously about it, because they don't want to lose business. In my opinion, looking at the evidence, we need to deliver our care less expensively. That often is going to mean making more use of nurse practitioners, more use of physician's assistants in appropriate situations, lower cost providers. Now, they want that, of course. The higher cost providers will lobby against it. Don't think just by talking to all these different interest groups you will get a consensus. You will get conflict. And you have to walk your way through it.
So the other part of this is Secretary Cohen's asking for this input. With all of the uncertainty in Washington about the changes to Obamacare and potential changes to Medicare and Medicaid, what impact is that going to have on what she's trying to do?
Well, it's going to have a huge impact on the final result, but I don't think it'll have an impact on what she hears from people who can help devise the best system or make the best transition to the plan that was passed by the General Assembly, that the Cooper administration appears to be committed to continuing the transition to managed care and trying to figure out the best way to do that. The uncertainty in Washington, I think, is a huge deal financially, how it's going to be funded, but in terms of how the services are delivered, I still think this is a very valuable exercise.
She doesn't have much choice, though, does she?
No, she doesn't. There are unanswered questions, particularly the long-term financial model for Medicaid. But whatever the financial model for Medicaid is, North Carolina's got to make its system work.
And make it as good as we can possibly do it. Well, thank you for watching the Afterspin. We'll have more video all during the week on ncspin.com.